like a worm in the storm. A hungry hunger inside of me. I can't be reborn. I'm a monster, spreading hate, stealing time. I'm a monster, laying base when it's cloudy. Oh, pilgrim inside of me. Tell me, what's my remedy? I'm a fraud, call me lion. A true psychopath, don't love me. When you're lost, take your trust. Yeah, that's me.
Going out to all the upstarts, rabble-rousers, changemakers, and those of you who are just here for a revolution, you are tuned in to WNLR, Neon Lights Roleplay, for another episode of The World Within You, our bass-boosted, spray-paint-splattered take on Voidheart Symphony by Minerva McJanda. For the next few hours, we will flip like shadows between urban playgrounds, nightmare mindscapes contained within, well, any North American city. If you enjoy Persona, Psychonauts, or seeing the wicked bend before the uncompromising ideals of the young, superglue that dial right where it is. Before the main event, though, be aware that Voidheart Symphony and the story we are about to tell will be one that meditates on the very real evils, great and small, that people subject each other to. While our players have safety tools in place and a mic in our booth, if you're catching our show across the airwaves, know ahead of time that we might touch on difficult topics. Listener discretion is advised. If you ever feel uncomfortable, you can cut the feed and jam to something that soothes your soul. Hopefully, rejoin us and our renegades later. For this specific episode, we may cover school and learning environments, family conflict, absent parents, being a child to parents who immigrated, digital bullying, snakes, clowns, sharks, and self-loathing. Now, I have prattled on long enough. We have a digital studio absolutely bursting with talent. Let's start in that bottom left corner with Michelle.
Hey, it's me, Michelle. I don't do anything on the internet, so you know, besides this stuff, so don't go looking for me anywhere. But today I'm playing Sushi, our resident cat, who is also got he/him pronouns right now. So please respect the pronouns.
All right, let's pass it over to the right with Milan.
Hey, I'm Milan, also known as Mallard Man on the internet. You can find me in certain places on the internet, such as Twitter at MallardMan_.
Keep going.
Just roll with it. You can also find me on Twitch, where I sometimes, not very recently, but will soon, stream a variety of games over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MallardMan. No pesky underscores there. My name was not taken on that website. That's all I gotta say for right now. Oh, and I will be playing Jovan, who uses they and them pronouns.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Passing it one further to the right with our very own Lan the Dan.
Hi, I'm Lan the Dan. I play Scott Reiser, the resident musician and guitar player, and while we're in the Void, resident Master of Birds. Not quite as cool as Master of Puppets, but I get by. Yeah, not to be confused with the Bird Lord. That's another person. Shout out to the Dragon Prince fans out there. And I'm looking for some sweet, salty run-back vengeance on a certain editor we encountered last round.
Hell yeah. Let's take this party up one floor over to Tate.
Back just in time. Hello, Twitch. My name is Tate Washburn, and today I am playing Jordan, whose last name I definitely remember, Karsten, the Harlequin, and the just the smartass, whip it quick, prankster, and probably self-sacrificing friend, the one that you know that like will do anything he can to protect other people except not himself. Anyways. And I'm happy to be here. I'm also looking for a salty run back.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And finally, last but not least, the one, the only, Leona Maple.
Hello, my name is Leona, and today I will be playing the one, the only, the magical girl. Her name is Neela. Her pronouns are she, her, or stars, depending on how you feel. She is the provider playbook. Cha. Let's go.
All right, and I, of course, am Legendary Vermin. You can find me as Legendary Vermin all over the internet, and I am happy to be your game maestra tonight. Without further ado, sit back, relax, and imagine with us the world within you. So, last time we were here, we found ourselves in the cosmic radio station, that space between spaces, KVHS. And the group had just emerged from the circus nightmare mindscape contained within one Quentin Allegra, aka the Clown Prince, as he is known online. While the rebels were in that space, they got a peek into the way that Quentin sees the world and the way that his perspective on things has been twisted, and the ways in which he views people, his close friends, but also the people who are the subject of his not so nice YouTube and TikTok videos. As a part of that, some of our friends met the entities that he believes can raise him in stature, bringing him to what all of the residents of his mindscape call the Big Top. And we also met some of the defenders of his psychic palace, namely the enforcer known as the Editor, a near clone of Quentin Allegra, who is chained to a desk wearing a snakeskin jacket. Our group...
Waluigi to him.
I'm calling the Waluigi, man! That takes all the edge off! Also, you might want to check your mic, Tate. You sound a little bit robot-y.
Still crackly?
A little crackle.
Still robot-y?
No sweat, no sweat. At your leisure. So, you've just finished listening to some tapes. You all have taken a moment to kind of rest, stretch, breathe in this safe space created in between worlds. And at some point, you're going to have to leave it. Probably sooner rather than later. What do you do?
Well, remind me if, I'm pretty sure when we kind of got out, we were pretty funked up. We were pretty, like...
There were some frazzled, jacked up fellas among you. That is for sure.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, so the wounds any wounds that you did experience, are...
We got to
You kind of see... Yeah, you kind of see...
Session, right?
Yeah, you had the opportunity to kind of heal and take care of that stuff, and I'm fairly confident I was like, let's do this before session ends.
Yeah. For good reason.
But as you kind of look at some of these like wounds and or ailments, you kind of see a shimmering over any injuries you may have had, that show that in the psychic realm of the castle, those are very real, but they translate into harm to your body and or yourself in the physical real world in the city in a very different way. So where there might be like a shimmering open wound in this space between spaces, underneath you'll see your skin is like maybe got a bruise on it. or there's no indication on your body that anything is wrong, but like your wallet feels a little bit lighter maybe. These things don't necessarily correlate one-to-one. What happens to you in the castle is not necessarily the effect that you see in the real world.
That's kind of cool, honestly. Like,
Oh yeah,
as-
good for
as a-
that, because I
as a
got hit pretty
player,
hard.
like, wow.
I'm gonna say I
Yeah,
got hit pretty hard. I'm glad for
the
that.
only exception to that is if I ever make you tick blood. That's actually you getting the shit kicked out of you in an ouchy way.
Ow.
So,
Well, I mean, I'm of the opinion that as much as we're maybe a little banged up, would it be better to engage this editor guy when we have everybody?
We have reinforcements now.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, I gotta.
I'm not hearing you, Dan. Sorry.
Oh, I said we have reinforcements
Or
now.
maybe I'm not hearing anyone. Sorry. Give me a sec.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
go ahead, Leona.
Okay. What Mila was saying is, like, at some point, I gotta get back out, like, out home, like in the real world home. But if we have the opportunity right now, I'd rather take it and figure out the home stuff later.
It wasn't
Yeah.
hard to find him before. I'm just worried that he might not want to be found next time.
I think we can do it.
I mean, he's a big fucking hulking 9-foot-tall psychic construct. How hard can he be? He can't be that easy to conceal.
Hmm.
Sushi, what do you think?
Well, we could hunt him down now. It shouldn't be too difficult to track him down now that we know where he is.
Mhm.
But we can always track him down later. We have a scent.
I'd rather take care of this sooner rather than later. I don't know about y'all.
No,
Plus,
listen.
who knows what happens when we do that? What if it like messes up his entire like editing process or something? It might delay his video.
Well, that sounds like good enough reason for me.
Onward. Point
Let's
sword
go.
dramatically.
Onward, backward,
No, wrong direction.
back into
Then
the
it's time
fray.
to hunt.
Yeah. Okay. So, you all kind of approach one of the doors out of the studio. You grip the handle. You know where you want to go. So, I'm going to need to ask one of you to travel the labyrinth. When you're leading the group through the labyrinthine corridors of the castle, you're going to roll with +1 if you mark void, else roll with -1. +1 if you've defeated an enforcer, else roll with -1. Or +1 if you spend time, have spent time studying the vassal, also roll with -1. So you're going to be rolling with a -1 on this. Whoever makes that roll.
Provided you
If you
mark
take
void. Otherwise,
If you don't mark
Otherwise,
void, you'll
it's
be rolling with a
-3.
-1. If you don't
Oh,
roll
wait.
mark void, you'll be rolling with a -1.
yeah.
If you do mark void, you'll be rolling with a +1. So it can be -3, -1, +1, or +3, depending on how much stuff you've done.
Yeah.
I'm
Alright.
down. I volunteer. Just saying.
All right, you beat me to it.
I mean, if you want to, it's all good.
No, no.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm down
I
to.
operate in the rule of first dibs.
I am down to mark void, and do the thing.
Okay.
So I put one
Give us a
dot
2d6 plus
And
1.
2d6 plus 1. Also, the chat did give us a +2 to the next roll, no matter what. Is it?
Oh, okay. So that makes it a +3. So
Okay.
It's
Six
as
levels.
if you'd done everything.
Yeah.
D6.
Thanks, Chad.
Thank you. /R 2d6 plus
R
3.
R2D2.
Shush.
10.
10.
Hey.
Most
Ooh.
excellent. Okay. So if you're going to somewhere specific, on a hit you get there, and on a 10+ you arrive in a controlled position. You're able to plan, talk to each other, and scope the area out. The spot that this door emerges to is conveniently also where you last saw your quarry. I'm not that one.
No.
Ah, okay.
Oh my.
What is it?
Um,
Interesting
hate
scene
it.
we've entered.
I do not like it.
it is circus music. It's not exactly appropriate for the moment.
No.
Okay, so you arrive in that kind of big, empty hall with dozens of light bulbs hanging from the ceiling. You can see the enforcer, the editor, I should say, looking around this space for you, grumbling to themselves like, I just saw them here. That useless construct. Your door is like only visible from one side, and it kind of creates a tear in reality whenever you open it. So I imagine y'all are kind of like peeking through it right now. Is there anything
Head
that you all
stacked.
want?
Sushi.
Yeah. It's just sushi at the bottom.
Sushi on the top.
Sushi on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On somebody's back. Yeah, you've all got your heads kind of like stuck through and you're looking. Is there anything that you all want to attempt before you actually engage the threat directly?
I'd love to do a little bit of strategizing, unless there's something else someone wanted to do from that list.
Strategizing some recon, maybe.
Well, so what the move entails is it's not like giving you like a specific move or a specific +1, but like y'all have the opportunity to approach this situation in a controlled way. It's not like you're dumped through the portal and immediately have to react to what's going on around you.
Okay.
So yeah, Jordan just imagines at the bottom of the stack for some reason looks up like, so he's probably more pissed at me considering the shenanigans that I pulled at the very end there. I think maybe we use that to our advantage. I get his attention and you guys sucker punch him maybe?
I'm on it.
Yeah, I think that's probably a decent idea.
How are you holding up before we go with this plan?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I have 2 conditions. Don't worry about it.
You feel a bat as Sushi just like slams a paw into your head. And,
Please remember your paws are much bigger in here.
Oh, that's right.
Hence why she's on the
Sushi
top.
is-
Suddenly it's a tiger-sized paw.
Yeah, like it starts as like a small house cat-sized paw and it just goes bonk. Big tiger
Still soft
head.
cat paws, it's just heavy. Like,
Big kitty.
Like flashy human.
On
like-
Battle Cat.
And the Sushi just sort of like pushes Jordan back and goes,
but I'm really good at being a distraction.
and I can try and stun this weird human. Is that like
Human's
Sushi
not
like
the right
looks
word.
at
It
No,
doesn't smell human to you.
Yeah, it's like
It smells more like you than it does like them. They smell human with a touch of the void. This thing is like all void and like
All
Hinted-
void all the time.
an oeuvre of human. However you say that French word.
an oof. Oh
An
my god,
oof.
that's gross.
No, don't.
All
An
right.
egg?
No.
Is that-
Okay,
that-
That
mechanically,
oof
I
is
have.
an egg, yeah.
Oh,
I would say mechanically, and it's
Ask
something I did
Leona.
last
Leona
time.
probably actually
I-
speak French. I don't. I don't
Yeah,
think-
I have a move to just mark one void and be the center of attention to give you guys advantage or what have you. Like, I just can do that. It's probably why I'm suggesting it.
I'm also just gonna throw this out there. I have no conditions. I think I took a fleeting disadvantage to clear 2 conditions according to my notes. So, like, if you want me to go full magical girl with the glaive, I can.
I also have no conditions, hence speakers, stun.
So if we need a distraction, I think I might have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Sure. I just wanted to give
Those
someone
light bulbs are his ideas, right?
More complicated than that. Are you like examining one of them?
Well, I'm
Or, like,
I'm
looking
trying to
up at
remember
them?
what we saw last time.
Yeah, they are ideas, but they are not necessarily his ideas. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So
And
you,
those ones hanging on the ceiling, are they the active ones?
We don't know that yet. We just know
When
that
you-
ideas didn't roll well.
when
Are
you
they
look
lit?
up at them, what is
Mhm.
what is an idea that Scott has had that he's liked pretty well?
An idea for a song cover I can play on guitar.
Okay, yeah, you kind of like look up, and as you're looking at one of those bulbs, you can hear the cover that you want to play, and you can kind of see the tabs arranging themselves in your mind's eye as you listen to it. These light bulbs are inspiration and like fuel for your ambitions. They don't necessarily belong to any one person, but this is like a conduit to your own like internal muse.
Oh, well, now I'm having second thoughts about
I mean, it's not personal. It's not like there's a limited number of them. There are an infinite number of things hanging down from the ceiling. It just depends on whether or not you feel like whatever you were going to try and pull off fits.
Well, I have an army of paper birds that could probably reach the ceiling and maybe break a few of those bulbs. I don't know how important they are to Mr. Editor.
Alright, that sounds like phase 1. Phase 2 sounds like me and
But-
Sushi going in.
I'm sure.
I assure you, Scott, that there will not be any like personal consequences for like your creativity if you go with that plan. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not going to
Cool.
harm you. You won't shatter that cover in your brain.
Exactly. Exactly. At least not by approaching the fight in that way.
I see.
So, gosh,
Sushi steps off of.
I'm trying to think if there's a clear. This sounds like you're trying to pressure the foe by immediately creating a situation in which they are on the back foot. Does that seem reasonable, Dan?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, we're
Okay.
trying to take them by surprise, so.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you to pressure. Go ahead and roll plus swords.
Alright, one moment. Oh, look at that! We got +2 to a roll.
Hey.
Perfect
Wait.
timing.
Wait!
Wait a second.
Wait a minute!
Thank you, anonymous audience member.
Yeah.
Lend the Dan, Regina Flame, +2 to play.
Wow, they sound
know,
like a
I'll-
gentleman and a
I'll
scholar,
try.
whoever that is.
I'm just gonna let you know, I'm sitting on a stash of points myself.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ooh.
you're
Oh, no.
opening Pandora's box here, I think.
yeah, don't do that.
What if I want to?
What?
Alright.
I mean, hey, if this is you causing problems on purpose,
I'm done.
is a
Well, you throw that rake down. Tell me what your roll is.
Alright. It's a regular roll, I assume.
It's yeah.
Oh,
You should just pick
well-
from your moves. You're looking for a pressure.
Yeah, pressure. Well, it's a 5, but with the +2, it's a 7.
Hey, Worth
am I glad.
having opened that box for now.
For
So-
now.
For
For
now.
now.
Tell me what this looks like as you kind of like launch this opening attack from the safety of the crack in the door.
All right. So I wait. So I look to make sure the editor has its back turned to us. I send my birds up at the light bulbs that are hanging in the area around the editor, and I guess I'll try to cut the wires that they're hanging off of.
Awesome.
So that a rain of light bulbs just comes crashing down around him.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, this might be really loud. So, those bulbs shatter all around the editor, and the editor is like looking back and forth, trying to figure out where this attack is coming from, looking up, looking to the side, but for now, everybody who's behind the door still is functionally very, very hard to see. So, you, however, Scott, have put yourself out into the open to do this. Your powers couldn't work from behind the door.
Right.
What happens? Do you expose an opening on them? Are you pinning them in place? Or are you giving an ally a window to act freely?
I'll say I am giving an ally a window to act freely.
Awesome.
So if I'm exposing myself, I'll just come out and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, were those important?"
You don't even know what you're toying with here.
Nope. Not at all.
I should make sure that you're cut way out of frame. And snaps that chain and starts swinging the desk. You have an opening on you, so be ready for
Advised.
consequences. Who's next? What do you all do?
I can jump in.
Hit it.
All
Jordan
right.
was told to wait, so he's gonna wait for you guys.
You see Mila kind of show up, sly right in front of Scott. She is in her Sequin Sailor Senshi outfit. She has her glaive, because of course she does. And she is going to, I believe it is called Strike. Because she's just gonna straight up go for it and like try to be the attacker and take the attention away from Scott.
Okay, so currently there is not an opening on the editor. You have an opportunity to act freely, but that's not quite the same as
An opening.
an opening. If Scott, you want to like retcon that, we can hit reverse and say like you created an opening so that Neela can come in and strike. That's
Or I
fine.
can line it up.
Yeah, you could also line it up.
Yeah, either or.
Teamwork.
Okay. So yeah, what does that look like? You lining it up? Are you're like sizing them up, trying to locate a weak spot? Is that engaging them close range with that glaive?
Yeah, I would say so. I think Mila still comes out, and I think she is still like trying to be like the flashy, annoying distraction as well. And yeah, I think she's gonna take the pokey end of her glaive and start poking and trying to find the weak spot.
Yeah, I love the idea that you're using your glaive not only to like go in on offense, but like weirdly the glaive is able to like bend that desk on a chain out of the way in dangerous
Shovel it out of the way.
moments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like the back part of the glaive goes whoop, out of the way, poke, boop, poke, boop, poke.
Yeah. You're doing all that. Please roll plus coins.
Aye aye. Ba-dum-ba-da-ba-da-da-da. Where did it go? There it is.
Strong hit.
That's a 10.
Oh, I love to hear a strong hit. Okay, so you get an opening on the target. Where is it coming from? The environment, a flaw in their armor, a problem with their fighting style, something else?
Ooh, there is a flaw in their armor. There's a flaw in how protected they think they are.
Okay, yeah, so that snakeskin jacket is not just like vinyl. It is like actual snakeskin. And even though it seems to like shift and kind of repair itself. Whenever the editor isn't thinking too hard, like when they're swinging out that desk to try and strike at you, there is a split in its seams. What I will say is that this means that if somebody consumes this opening, I'm gonna make you get rid of Snakeskin Jacket. Is that cool with y'all?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. On a 10 plus, I need you to pick one of these three options. Neela, either the foe is going to send an attack your way, the opening will only be there for a few moments, or the foe has their eyes on you and you have fleeting disadvantage on strike.
Send an attack my way. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, there is a huge rush of wind that you can feel as that desk comes hurtling towards you. What do you do?
She will probably try to either dodge or slash it out of the way.
Pick one. Those are two different things.
Oh, those are two different actual things. Oopsies. Ba-da-da-dum.
If you choose to intercept it, you're going to be pressuring the editor. If you choose to dodge, you're going to be dodging.
Okay, let's dodge.
Okay. Go ahead and roll plus wands.
Boom! Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Wow, damn.
Jesus.
Wow,
Spicy.
y'all getting good rolls this time.
That is another 10.
You brought fresh legs to the fight. What do you expect? Yeah. Cool. You successfully dodge. Pick one. You're separated, you stumble, gaining fleeting disadvantage, or you leave something valuable behind.
Oh, this game. I am separated from my allies. I have basically done a roll away from them.
Yeah. So you kind of roll like you do the Dark Souls dodge roll forward through the attack. Your iframes are on point, but now the editor is between you and the rest of your crew, which can be kind of stressful.
Well, nerve-wracking.
But that opening is there. So everybody on the other side, what do you do?
I think I would, if I see an opening, I'd obviously take it. Come on, please.
Jovan, take the opening.
Do it!
I'm gonna reach in and hopefully find the Arc of Flame.
Yeah,
I love that you probably jump out of the door without knowing that and then find it. Feels very Jovan.
You jump out of that door and you're like, holy shit, I hope this works! And then your flame is there. It is back. How are you approaching this attack? Describe
I'm
it
going
for me.
to twist my arm as the flame wraps around like a set of ropes and becomes a fiery gauntlet. And I'm just going to come down for like the superhero punch, just trying to hit him from above.
That sounds like direct force. So go ahead and roll plus
it
swords.
is. All right. It's a regular roll with swords. That is a strong hit.
Redemption.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, and all those in and outside the binary, Milan just rolled an 11 after last session. Hell yeah. Tell me what that looks like.
Yeah, I think as the punch is coming down, there's just the flame almost looks like it goes out just because there's like speed as a sort of burst in the air. It causes extra speed at the back end, so there's just rings of fire behind that looks like a jet almost, as just a strong hit just maybe, if it's all right, cracks the ground a bit with the impact.
I love that. Cracks the ground. That jacket that we said was going to be the target of this attack is set ablaze, and the flames kind of like burst off of the body of the editor. I need to check my notes because I have a note about this.
We
Awesome.
love
In case of fire, read this.
In case of fire,
You just need one of those for everything, considering Jovan.
as you kind of shred that jacket off, you see the whole of the editor kind of catches fire, and it's that anime moment of like you see like a shadow inside the flame, and then something strange is happening, and when the fire dissipates, the editor no longer has hands proper, but instead has two, like, that big around snakes terminating in gigantic mouths. Both appear to be cobras.
Yeah, don't like it. Ew.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between and outside that binary, that's what we got. That's why we had
the snake content.
I'm good. I just ew.
It's gross.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I mean, I would love to go next.
Actually, there's one person that we have not heard from yet. So, actually, no, yeah. We have two people we haven't heard from yet.
Sushi.
Go ahead. My bad.
One person and one cat.
One person.
Yeah.
Okay, this is if Sushi will let me, but I think Jordan would look to Sushi and be like, "You want to follow my lead, man?"
Ready?
Yeah.
Sushi blows
Jordan's
up in
gonna
size,
leap
tiger.
leap down. And as he does, he's gonna do the whip crack thing again with his sword to just make that just sharp, loud, metallic sound, like something between like a bullwhip and like metal sheets. To try and get this guy's attention. He says, "Hey, what's your HR policy on knocking coworkers out of windows, motherfucker?"
As long as it looks good on the camera, nobody cares.
And yeah, I would love to mark Void to use my ability Made You Look. And I can pick one of these two. Either the enemy reveals a hidden weakness or the enemy ignores your allies. I would love to find a hidden weakness as I just stare this guy down, but he is going to act against me. I'm just hoping that maybe Sushi can cover in a second.
Okay. Give me a moment of thought. So, the editor... Go ahead.
I mean, if you need direction, what I'm hoping is basically to run and stare this guy down and maybe at the last second, like, get some insight into how this version of him is going to attack or how his defense might work. Yeah, it's a little bit just chicken of, come at me, I dare you, and see if I can't just observe something really sharp about it.
If you dare, I will crush you.
Yeah, so, one of the weaknesses of... I'll give you... There is a problem with, having a giant desk as a flail, which is that the editor really has to have their feet planted to make any kind of attack, because the entire, they're using it as a meteor hammer, basically, but, it's as big as they are. So every time the editor goes to attack, they plant their feet and sling that big chain forward. You realize this. It's a great insight. That desk is about to hit you. What do you do?
Yeah, If it's his footing is really important, I assume that he kind of has to step very correctly to swing it down.
Think less down, think out.
Well,
have you ever seen somebody use a meteor hammer?
I'm trying to.
It's like a little weight on the end of a rope. It's kind of like
a rope dart.
Yeah.
But he does have to sort of step forward with one foot to do this swing motion.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think that this. I'm not sure if this would be pressure or something else, but I'm inclined to say this is almost like throw the sword out to stick in the ground and wrap around the foot as it steps forward to prevent that momentum from happening.
Yeah, that sounds like a pressure to me.
Yeah.
You're launching an attack as part of intercepting an attack.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll plus swords.
I'm not terrible at this, but let's find out. Oh no!
Ooh.
Ooh,
It's
okay.
a miss.
Yeah, that's not great. So, that desk is hurtling towards you, and you're gonna take it, straight on.
A champ.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Ooh.
Actually, while we're here...
Uh-oh.
So...
I don't like that the music just stopped.
It just changed. It's just new music. It's just texture. Everything's fine.
I'd like to imagine the throw happens, and I've just misjudged where his foot would go, so it goes too far left. And there's just this moment, hand out of the throw, like, shit. Right before the impact. Just, all right.
Okay. I guess this is happening. Cool. What happens is you have that desk not actually hit you. This is what threw you off. Is that the desk is coming forward, and then the enforcer kind of pulls the chain just so that it coils around you like another snake, and grips you in place. You are stuck where you are. They have an opening on you, and you are pinned in place by this desk. Sushi, you are the last person who hasn't acted. What do you do?
If I may, can I yell, like, check out his feet? Just to convey the information I've learned? Like, look at his feet!
Why?
Not the time!
Not like
Save
that!
it for later!
You have any idea how fighting works at all? As the chain, like, finally wraps on his head.
I mean, I think Sushi like would get it because Sushi has like definitely like tripped people up with their tail before, but the first thing to do is alright. It's like Flashy Human needs some help. So I think what Sushi's gonna do is they're going to look, the Flashy Human was too flashy and got stuck. Okay, wait.
You're not wrong.
That's exactly correct.
So I think what Sushi's gonna do is they're going to he's going to run up in small house cat form, and then like build up a bit of momentum before like transforming into like giant tiger form, and then trying to like claw through the chains on Jordan.
Oh, you could just go after him. I'll be fine. I'm not hurt yet.
That sounds like you're reaching out to bolster an ally. Roll plus caps.
It's stand by me. Stand with me. Excuse me.
Stand with me. Yeah.
It's a hit, but a weak hit.
A weak hit is enough of a hit. So, on a hit, you save them from a particular ongoing danger, whether that's an opening your foes have or some other lingering issue. And you've done it. So you kind of slash the chains. They don't break, or if they do, they like twinkle into 100 pieces and then reform. But luckily, Jordan is no longer encased in them.
Excellent.
However, that moment of focus is lost as the desk whips back around. Nobody has stepped in to help Scott out of this precarious situation.
Oops.
So,
God,
Oh no.
Scott, there's an enforcer who is bearing down on you with these big snake hands. What do you do?
I have an idea.
I love ideas.
Love ideas. Same thing.
Y'all aren't gonna like it.
Oh no.
Like, the people are not gonna like it.
The people. I assume that excludes me.
I don't know. We'll see.
Jordan may not like it, but I'll find it entertaining, I promise.
So, he's got big snakes on his hands, right?
Uh-huh.
He has big snake hands.
Big snake
four
hands with big
Yeah.
snake mouths.
And big snaky arms.
Right. So,
Sounds like breakfast.
y'all ever had a paper cut?
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
You know
like
where it
where
would
this is
really,
going.
you know where it would really suck to get a paper cut?
In your
Oh,
mouth.
Oh.
Oh no. I love it and I hate it.
Oh boy.
I think we're all physically in pain after that. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, go for it. That sounds like you're trying to intercept a foe's attack. And that's going to be another roll plus swords.
Oh. I don't see that on the move list.
Pressure.
Pressure.
Oh, okay.
I should be saying the name of the move. I need you to pressure the editor.
Yeah. I mean, I was going for line it up. So swords is not my best stat, but hey, let's fucking go.
I love to hear a hit.
I love that worked.
Uh-huh.
Hell
Dang.
yeah. Okay. So, there's going to be a retaliation here.
Oh, great.
You're intercepting an attack. They're going to consume that opening on you and make you push through the pain. But before we get there, pick 2. Expose an opening on them, pin them in place, or give an ally a window to act freely. Which 2 do you want to do?
All right, I will go for exposing an opening and pinning them in place.
Exposing an opening and pinning them in place. Okay, great. The editor is like screaming out in pain from the cuts to the insides of the mouths of these snakes, and just like in a sudden agony of a paper cut, really coming home to roost. So while that happens, though, the snakes kind of come in bearing down on you, and I'm going to need you to push through the pain as you get caught in the grip of one of those titanic snake mouths.
Okay. So that's not a stat roll. That's just my conditions, right?
Yeah, you're rolling against the number of conditions you have marked.
All right.
And you
But
want
it's
to
still 2d6.
It's still 2d6. You want to roll
Unfortunately,
low?
I did not roll low. I have no conditions, but I didn't
That's-
roll low.
You know, that's good. Could have been worse.
All right.
Man.
Mark a condition and get fleeting advantage acting on it.
Yeah. So angry would help you attack, scared helps you dodge, etc.
All right.
What does that look like? And which condition are you marking?
I'm gonna mark angry because I'm just gonna get more salty about this.
Okay. We see Stout Riser pissed off and ready to take this fight home. Who's next? There is an opening on this creature. Oh, actually, we're here. As this thing kind of lashes out, shrieking, you see one of the eyes on the creature kind of like turn to focus its attention back on Neela. Something about this eye is wrong and concerning. So it could be one of those super special weak points if you want to consume an opening either on the desk or on this eyeball, whatever its deal may be. All right. The eye is turned on Neela.
Is
what
that
do you do?
is that a hint or?
That's I'm feeding you options and also letting you know I'm forecasting some doom.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I was about to say, sounds like a chess game of a single move. Act on it or don't. Find out, motherfucker.
I mean, if no one else is going to, I can
Get
do
in
it.
there, Sushi.
No, I mean I will definitely get in there. Like if there's an opportunity, I will absolutely strike.
There's
That's
an
kind of my goal.
opportunity on the table for anybody who wants to take it.
Does anyone mind if Sushi does something?
Go for it.
Okay. So Sushi is going to was like tiger size, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna shrink down to the size of a very small kitten. just a tiny ball of fluff. Like they are a tiny black ball of fluff, a little multicolored ball of fluff, and they're going to scurry their way up and like climb very softly, like on very soft cat paws, and like climb very softly up this enforcer's. Well, the jacket's gone, so I guess whatever the heck scales they have? Question mark.
It's kind of a G.I. Joe looking torso that terminates with snake arms.
Awesome. So Sushi is going to like climb up in that way that like cats do, where they're very very like stealthy, and then is going to dig a claw into that eyeball.
Oh.
Okay.
It's like, look, you're staring really weirdly at my human, and I don't like it.
Only I get to stare weirdly at my human.
Yeah,
Look,
only Sushi
literally
gets to.
only Sushi is
Jeez, I
allowed
thought
to
attacking
stare
the
for
lips
long
was
periods
bad.
of time at my human. Okay?
Yeah, this is where I remind my players I have a thing about Igor, so that's as far as we're
Oh,
gonna
I'm
take that
sorry.
imagery.
We're
Hey, you're good.
We're
I
gonna-
just don't want it to go any further. Gotta advocate for myself here. I'm here to have fun too.
Yeah, you are.
That sounds like you are attacking with stealth and guile, but I would also be willing to hear out precise insight. How are you between those two? How are you striking?
I think stealth is probably the one that makes sense, because like Sushi's trying to not get noticed as they climb on, and then like like that hunter, right? Like you
Yeah.
glide and you wait and you wait and you wait.
Kindly
and then
strike with wands.
all right. Regulars with wands. Shoot, I missed.
Oh.
Oh,
That's a whiff.
No.
It's a whiff. It's a whiff, but at least I get world question mark.
Yeah. A full miss. A full miss, huh? Okay.
That's a full miss.
You are hit with one of those big snake limbs.
I'm a tiny kitten right now. This is gonna hurt.
Oh no.
the cat sound effect.
Yeah, I get to do two here. So
Oh.
I am going to, because you were watching this happen, Neela, as
Yeah.
the eye kind of turned on you, and you can see Sushi as he runs up the back of the editor. What mistake do you always replay in your head?
Oh fuck. What mistake do I always replay in my head?
You, the character, Neela.
Yes, that's oh god. What is the other thing? Can you come back to me, or do you need this?
It's okay. We can come back.
Give me 30 seconds to mull on it.
That's not the music I want. Come on now. Playlist. Better. Okay, Sushi, what happens to you is you are nearly snatched up in this snake mouth as it comes clapping down. You feel like backed against a wall in a way that you haven't. I would like you, for the rest of the scene, to behave recklessly, and I also am going to need you to tick a gauge. And I think it's gonna be you get caught in the mouth of this snake, so I'm gonna ask you to tick blood.
Oh no!
I am already at 4 ticks in this.
Awesome! Can't wait for you to roll blood in the city.
Uh-oh.
All right. Neela,
Okay.
you got an answer for me?
Yes. What was the question again?
What is a mistake that you always replay in your head?
I think Mila always replays the like guilt and shame, like the embarrassment that comes with like realizing that you've like overextended yourself. Like Mila is very much a provider. Like that's her playbook. She's a giver, she's a carer, and sometimes that means that she overextends herself and she just forgets to like take care of herself or like watch her own back, or like, you know, like it's just like sometimes she just doesn't know how to juggle it. And I think that's like a failure that like she comes back to sometimes, is when she's not quite sure how to keep her balance.
Got it. Yeah, if you don't mind me painting a more specific picture,
Okay.
we've mentioned before that you have a paramour.
I do.
A close bond, Angel Woods.
Oh God, yeah, that's
and,
right. And I haven't been answering his texts lately, have I?
That's up to you. But the specific instance that you're remembering as this eye is like piercing you is you were like meeting them for something. Maybe it was a date, maybe it was a concert that you were both going to. And you had been really taking care of a lot of different people that week. But when Angel like scoops you in for a hug, they kind of give you a sniff and they go like, your hair, you may have taken a shower, but you didn't wash your hair.
What?
And like they help you out, they take care of you, but they're like, you don't want that before you go to the show. So come on, we'll get it sorted out. Don't worry.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you are kind of stuck in that thought, that memory, during this next portion of the fight.
Okay.
So, from our other able teammates, what do you do? The opening is still there. It has not been consumed. So, if somebody wants to go after this clown,
am I still able to do so, or am I like stuck?
I'm gonna say you're stuck for the moment.
Got it.
I mean, I will, and I have an idea, but I also feel like I take center stage a lot, so...
It's almost like that's your playbook.
Yeah! Me as a person, generally. I will, if y'all don't
Go
have
for
something.
it.
Yeah, I think playing off that this, the editor kind of just threw Sushi off, that eye is maybe a little more exposed, that I'm going to strike at it, but it's sort of this extremely precise, deceptive strike where this like powerful forward lunge with his sword that actually goes under his like right arm from behind, and then the sword bends up around his arm and into the side of his eye.
Yep. I should not have made this an eye.
Yep.
That's
why
Do you need to retcon it to something else?
Nope, we're good.
Okay.
I am learning. For me. Yeah, you make this attempt.
You can see your mistake.
I can see my
I feel like
mistake.
it's either wands or coins, probably. I'm not really sure between those two.
Do you have a... Hey, I feel like this is not based on that insight that you got earlier, so let's go ahead and call it Stealth and Guile. So give me wands.
All right.
Stealth and Guile.
Hey. Guile much more strongly, because it is very much this deceptive, like, not going where you think it is.
You
Let's get him in the side of the
absolutely...
head.
Yeah, you kind of do like the scratch along that side of the face. The eye closes, there's swelling or whatever, and
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He says out
loud. They are going to... Actually, you rolled an 11.
I did. Strong
really
hit.
Good. Okay. Well, can't do that, but I will do. All of a sudden, all of you hear voices throughout the arena. It's your teammates.
All right.
And they're whispering some really not nice things about you. And you think you see them moving to harm each other and like keep each other from taking the glory in this last moment of the fight. Whatever just happened, you all will not be able to assist each other directly in the coming moments of the fight.
Interesting.
So we believe that the other people are talking trash a little bit. Is that
Yeah,
is that,
you
am I reading
all
that
you
right?
all think that everybody else is talking trash, or like deliberately doing things such that you don't look as good when you do them. You're feeling distrustful of each other.
Yeesh.
I think I haven't jumped in a little bit.
Yeah, hit me.
I think after the last episode, when with the pretty bad fight that Jovan went through, they're a little like frustrated, and they really want to be the one to get this victory. I think I would like to pressure the. Or no, hold on.
Describe what you're doing, and then we'll figure out what move it is.
Yeah. I think the kind of like emotion based, because I love this for someone who controls fire. The anger starts to rise up, and they like unintentionally almost they begin to make a little bit too much fire, and I'm gonna try and just solely focus on the enemy, and maybe even slightly intentionally in a way that other people are cut off and prevented from acting, so that I can be the one to attack.
That rules. Yeah, so that sounds like you're launching an attack. Go ahead and pressure.
Awesome. I am supposedly good at this.
You can do it.
The odds are in your flavor. Hey, yeah, sounds good. Yeah, you've got that opening. Oh, by the way, I'm not letting you share openings for the rest of the fight. That's the other bit here.
Oh.
Nice.
So keep track for yourself whether or not there's currently an opening on this creature, and also, yeah. Pick one. You expose an opening on them. You pin them in place, or you give an ally a window to act freely.
Well, definitely not that one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get an opening for myself.
Yeah, fuck everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
You said opening for yourself?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. This creature is pissed off, though. It is ready to wreck something. What gear do you have on you?
Well, my lockpicks are broken, so I just have my whip, or my flame arc. And my clothing, I guess.
Yeah. Pick one of the following. I can either break your whip, or I can make you push through the pain here.
I'll push through the pain. I need the weapon to get the hit, don't I?
Not necessarily. You'd have to come up with something else, but I wouldn't make it easy on you. Okay, roll push through the pain. That's plus conditions marked.
Okay, I actually don't have any conditions marked right now because Jordan did the -2 conditions last session.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is that just roll 2d6?
That's roll 2d6. You want to roll low.
Good job past us.
Alright.
Good job past us, team.
I'm just gonna... That is a 4.
Oh, he's great. Awesome.
That's great. That's what you want. So you are knocked back, down, out, or winded. I imagine what this looks like is that desk, as you kind of channel that flame, comes roaring around the side and just throws you off to one side. And yeah, you're... Ow. It's not comfy, but you're okay.
I mark a condition and get fleeting advantage acting on it, is what it says?
No, that would be 7
Oh,
to
that's
9.
a 7 to 9. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you just don't
missed.
get nothing.
Do I still mark a point for technically rolling that low?
I don't
I
think.
don't think
think
that
so.
counts as a miss. Yeah.
Hey, push through the pain is weird. So let's say that it is a miss without XP.
Got it. Okay.
We should also say maybe if we roll a 10 on that counts as.
It is a miss
Yeah,
plus
in that
XP.
case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. It is, or it's a
Good.
strong hit plus XP. But
Hmm.
all right, there's an opening right now. Y'all can't share it, but who's moving next?
Am I still stuck?
Yeah, you can be unstuck.
Okay.
Wait, did Scott go?
Scott hasn't done anything in a minute. I'm keeping track.
I also haven't done anything in a minute, but I will let Scott go if Scott's got something.
Who's got some?
All right. Well, let's see. So if I can't act on an opening, but it seems like his focus is off me.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll try to find a weak point.
Okay. So you're
And
sizing
line
him
it
up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll plus coins.
Wait, do I get a? No, that's not for this. Weak hit. Oh.
Okay.
Great.
No,
I get it.
Where is this weak point coming from?
Alright, so his jacket burst into flames and his snake mouths are inside. What? Oh, and his
His eye for drama is shut.
Excellent name for that.
Hey.
Oh, I've got great names for all of these, except for snakeskin jacket. It was just the snakeskin jacket.
Oh, but we still have his feet, don't we?
Yeah, you still know about the
Yeah.
way his you still know about his feet.
Yeah. So
Are you regretting that joke?
All right.
Alright.
So you're finally like putting two and two together.
Yes.
You're like, oh, the fucking feet.
It's like, oh, that's what he meant. Right.
Okay. So you rolled a 7 to 9. I need you to pick 2. The foe is going to send an attack your way. The opening that you have is only going to last a few moments. Or the foe locks eyes with you. You have fleeting disadvantage on strike.
Fuck. Okay, I'll say since I'm trying to exploit a gap in his footwork, I'll say the opening only lasts a few moments. And then I'll say that he sees me.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So you're gonna have disadvantage on strike coming up. And you've only got a short time to act. Neela, what are you gonna do?
Is there still an opening that I can use?
You can't share openings right now unless you do something about whatever the hell that Eye for Drama did.
Okay. I would like to do something about that Eye for Drama because I have basically been separated from my group. Then I got stuck in a bad memory, and now people are talking shit, and I'm pissed, and I don't like it. So, how can I try and figure out a way to get rid of this?
Tell me what you're doing. You tell me.
Okay. I am trying to figure out, like I can, something feels off, I think. Something feels off. And I would like to determine how to figure out what is going on. Like, is there a way that I can, like, kind of, like, perceive what is actually happening?
Sounds like you might be trying to see clear.
Yes, yeah.
Go ahead and roll see clear, which is plus coins.
Ooh. No! It's a miss.
Oh
Damn.
no.
Fuck.
You're succumbing to that memory and you're kind of falling deeper into it. There's an appropriate condition for this, right?
Probably. All I know is that Mila is spiraling.
Yeah, not so good. What are the conditions again? Somebody remind me.
Angry,
overwhelmed.
cowed, overwhelmed. Yeah.
Yeah, you're overwhelmed, sweetie.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not just
since that,
whelmed, but-
not just whelmed. Since we've come through the turn order, I actually kind of want to throw it back to Scott to see what he does with that fleeting moment of opening. Is that cool with y'all?
Yeah.
Sure.
That was me.
All right,
Alright.
Dan. How does Scott take advantage of this opportunity?
Well, Dan says that Scott does something really stupid.
I love
Since-
those words.
We are exploiting a footwork-based opening in its defenses. I'm going to try and use my birds to get under its feet and throw it off balance and knock it down.
I love that. That
Oh my
sounds
God.
like you're using precise insight to strike.
Yeah, that
which is
sounds-
a coins strike.
All right.
I wasn't sure where that sentence was going, and all of it was great.
Yeah.
Furk.
Oh no.
We started off so good,
I know.
We had
and he has
such.
got a miss.
Oh,
You
wait,
took
wait, wait.
more XP.
We got cocky.
Oh, wait.
What?
So technically, I have disadvantage, but I also have advantage because I'm acting on angry, or I'm acting on the condition that I got. So
Yeah.
it's
Did
neutral.
you roll with disadvantage just now?
No, I rolled neutral. So like this is what I rolled.
So that's what you rolled. Is there? Did we accumulate any more pluses in the chat that we wanted to use here?
No.
Well, if you give me about 1 minute.
Stop that.
Naughty.
What does
naughty.
advantage mean in this system?
Advantage and disadvantage. Basically, you rolled an extra d6, and then either.
Hey, Lucian coming through.
Thank you, Lucian.
I knew if
Although
we
we-
waited, we'd get something.
We don't know for sure that it's that it's not a minus though.
Ah,
That's true.
please clarify, Lucian.
Please clarify. Is it a plus
was
or
gonna
minus?
say,
It does say two.
We
whoever.
can see what Dan rolled, and it was a 4 and a 1. So Dan, you could roll another d6 if you had advantage. Should I assume that's how
there's-
that works?
So that would normally be how it works, but advantage and disadvantage cancel each other out.
Yeah.
It seems weird and interesting. But all right, I have thoughts on that later. Don't worry.
Well, it's like you're either taking the best
highest
two or the
two or the
worst
All right,
two,
he
so you might as well
confirms
just
that
take
is-
the two.
Lucian has
Middle two.
confirmed it is a +2.
He is feeling
A
mercy.
merciful
make it an
plus
eight.
two.
Thank you for
Thank
the mercy.
All right. You have this opportunity. What does it look like as you take down the editor?
It looks like some fucking cartoon bullshit
Yes.
because all I'm doing is swarming my waiting until he takes a step and charging my birds at the area under his foot and upwards.
Yeah.
So as to just send him falling backwards. And if we want to say there's a conveniently placed window there for a bit of poetic justice,
Mwah.
then we can do that.
What if
No more Heroes 2 style.
Do you want to win it, or do you want to fall him to fall onto the bulbs that you dropped earlier?
Oh, we can do that. Falling onto a bunch of broken glass. That sounds fun.
Yeah. So the enforcer kind of stumbles for a second, and your birds push him off balance. Bam! Into this pile of busted bulbs, and you can hear that kind of like labored breathing. And that's the end of the fight. I think as the editor takes its final couple of breaths, that fog of war, that like distrust zone between you all, you realize it was an illusion, and you're left in this sort of arena with the bulbs hanging over you, and the body of the enforcer kind of turning into kind of a purplish, blackish mist and dissolving into nothing. And with that, I think that's a good spot for us to take our break. Don't you touch that dial. We will be back shortly with more of The World Within You. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. We are back with The World Within You, our bass-boosted spray paint splattered take on Void Heart Symphony. As our regular viewers know, we always stream in support of a charity that one of us feels passionate about. And this week, I am so glad to pass it over to Michelle to talk about a charity that means something to her. Michelle, take it away.
Hey, it's me, I'm Michelle. I'm not sure if I'd call it a charity, it's definitely a non-profit, but something that I personally have participated in high school is something called First Inspires, and they have programs across the globe serving youths for nonprofit STEM education. They do a bunch of things. They do Lego competitions, building competitions for like folks like middle school and younger. You've got the first robotics competition. It's super cool. It's all about inspiring kids and young adults in science, technology, and it's pretty popular, I think. I hope it is. But as for, like, and if it's not, well, now you know, so go learn about it. You can donate if you want to the firstinspires.org website, or if you don't have the money for it, which is like, you know, hey, if you don't have money, that's fine too. But you can find a local chapter near you, probably through a high school or your middle school, or you can start one. It's pretty cheap, and you can support them. Go find them, volunteer for an event, or you help them get kids started. It's all about STEM. Encourage people, and you know, being a leader. Like, hey, if you don't like STEM, at least being a leader, inspiring people is always good, right? So you know, lots of things you can do to volunteer.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Michelle, and go ahead and check out First and donate, volunteer, whatever works for you. With that, I'm going to bring us back in to the action. As our heroes, as we rejoin our heroes, they are emerging from their mural that is in that kind of downtown area, very close to where the street fair takes place. Popping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of this wall as it moves from mural to portal back to mural. They're a little worse for wear, but all in one piece, each of them. What does that look like? What are y'all saying to each other? How are you taking care of one another after this second incursion into the castle?
I feel like one of us is probably helping Jordan to stand.
I was gonna say it is Jordan's habit to like kind of rush ahead and be first in or out of anything. So I think the scene is first him leaping out and then immediately up against the first wall that's there, just like, whew. All right, that was a lot. How about y'all? Then turns the exhausted Ling into a casual one. It's not convincing. You all saw that transition. He's not hiding. It's just a bit.
Sushi is like right there next to you and is like sort of leaning against your leg. It's definitely not helping you. Like you like it's a lot of heavy weight.
Sushi might need it. It's a lot of blood that you took.
And it's just like licking at their wounds. You can probably see like there's like they're spitting out like a hairball.
Oh god, no.
It's like wet lance with a wet splat right between your feet.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Hate that shit.
Hey, that shit. Neela is very like distraught. Like she's relieved, obviously, that the fight is over, but like it was psychologically rough for her. She got separated from the group. She saw Sushi get injured. She saw a memory that was uncomfortable, and then like an illusion where all of her teammates are talking shit. So that overwhelmed feeling is definitely like still with her. Like her confidence has kind of shot through the floor. Like her shoulders are drooped. Like she doesn't look like the vibrant magical girl that she normally is within the castle. Like now she's out, she's just like oof. Like the weight of the world has kind of landed back on her, and she doesn't feel so hot. And she's definitely probably fussing over Sushi a little because she's very upset.
Flicks an ear.
Yeah. Switches.
I mean, actually, to that, and maybe leaning into maybe the move that I do next, to sort of like Neela and to Sushi's like, hey, Neela, I know your parents are a little on top of you right now. And I happen to have a younger sister who would love to dote on a very adorable cat. If you need, either of you need some help with that, I mean, I could probably.
Like,
I know our last outing didn't go so well, too.
like a cat sitter for Sushi to let him.
Oh,
rest
yeah,
in
just.
recovery? Yeah.
I know I don't often help Sushi as much, and it feels like that's unfair to Sushi.
I
and
mean,
you.
Why are you sitting on me?
No, not like that. Not like it's a turn of phrase. English is weird.
Basically, Sushi, it means that Jordan's sister will take care of you for a little bit so that you can recover.
Or I will. I don't want to volunteer her, but
Right, or you.
Looks at my human, looks at flashy human.
It'll be okay.
This is acceptable.
Is he still flashy human out here?
He's so flashy.
I mean, he honestly dresses almost the opposite of that. A lot of like blues and grays and blacks because he doesn't really want to draw a lot of attention in the real world. But
I don't know why I was picturing the full Canadian tuxedo of all denim.
no, that's very funny, but no.
Oh God.
Sushi just like flicks like you can see like a tail flick and just. This is acceptable.
Thanks, Sushi.
What about Scott and Jovan? What is it like for you two to plop out of the portal?
Jovan has not been saying anything yet. Just in sort of standing off to the side, just watching everyone react. Furrowed brow.
Okay.
I just imagine if Sushi's tail's literally whipping you right now.
I'm probably also not saying anything. I'm probably doing some thinking based on what we found in the void. And I guess I'm also watching the team because I'm the watcher, and that's what I do. I watch people. That is what it says in my playbook.
I do think that maybe we ought to. This is in character. I think maybe we ought to recover from that and like. I don't know about you guys, but maybe watch out for our good friend and see if he anything is different because we did win. Might not feel like it, but we should figure out what that does to Quentin. You know.
I don't think we win till he stops.
Well, yeah, but we still. I don't know what the editor means to him, and like it's a weird mindscape. For all we know, he can't like edit videos anymore. Seems extreme, probably not, but like big shrug.
You see Neela kind of like hesitate and like pause and like freeze up, and she kind of goes, I really want to help. I really, really do. I think I have some things that I need to take care of first. And she like kind of glances up at the sky and like at the sunset, and she's like, and I think I really need to actually get home. I'm so sorry.
Fair. No, I get it.
And I think Neela is actually like the first to depart from the group because of her crises, which is that she has been grounded by her eagle-eyed parents.
I want to come back to that, so don't let me forget. What does it look like as the rest of you either keep this discussion going or kind of go your separate ways for the night?
I think Jovan, seeing nothing productive happening, also heads out with a very
I wanted to ask a bit of a question actually about Jovan. I know out of character, we know that you kind of want to confront Quentin, but like, is that apparent to us in character? Or has he kept that pretty close to chest?
I feel like Jovan is not cool enough to like let the emotions simmer below too well. So there's clearly like a pissed off energy still.
Resting bitch face.
I do think Jordan is not in a place to be critical of this because I am also angry and callous with the two conditions. We still be like, hey, look, before you just head off, I get it. I'm pissed at this guy too, but like, just be careful. We still really don't know what he can do in and out of this and how much that's gonna, if he knows we're coming for him, how much that's gonna affect anything.
I don't go plan on knocking his door down to kick the shit out of him, as fun as that would be.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, I guess
The
no
whole
problem.
thing I just said.
Is that what Scott says?
No.
Okay.
That's
Oh.
what I say.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. I was like, well, yeah, just like call for backup if you need it, man. I'm just saying. Anyways. And two sushi. Tally ho. It means want to get going.
Sushi literally just like climbs up onto your shoulder, like winces
Oh.
a little bit.
Small winces as cute needle paws.
Remind me, Jordan, what's your like mode of transportation around the city?
Rollerblades.
It's yeah. You strap your rollerblades on. You got a cat on your shoulders. Cruise down the street.
Yeah.
Y'all need like a baby bag.
He has a hoodie, so I have to
for-
imagine
for-
that Sushi's in the hoodie.
Yeah, but in hoodie,
yes.
paws
There's a
on
tail
shoulder.
Yeah.
just flying in the
Yes.
wind.
Yeah, tail off to one side, face and paws on the other.
Ugh.
I love it so much.
Don't fall.
He's a
The
cat.
cat
Sorry, he's a cat.
would be
He-
fine.
yeah. If I fall, the cat's going to hurt me. He will get more needles in me if I fall.
Sushi just licks your neck and just goes, "You'll be fine."
Not distracting at all. Anyways,
All right. I think unless there's any last things that Scott or Javon want to say to each other before we cut to like our week time montage, I think we're ready to do that.
I have to imagine just one awkward moment of both of them looking at each other and just like nod or something and then leave.
I feel so bro of them, yes.
Just stop by 7-Eleven on the way back to buy food. Just go home.
Sure. Anyways,
Wait, copyright. Can we call it 7-Eleven? I don't know.
we'll call it
8:10.
822.
8:22.
No, I like 810.
8:10.
Okay, so
Call it
with that,
11:07.
just
Legally distinct.
let's move over to our everyday actions. So with that final action by all of you from the previous week of diving into the castle, we're going to move on to our next day, which means for the audience, I tick a clock. When that clock hits 6 ticks, then I get to do bad stuff. Right now they're at 1 tick, so things are pretty chill. But if they lollygag, they spend too long trying to recover from this most recent delve into the castle, I can start to do mean things to them. So, players, you have a bevy of options for things that you can do. Wolf at the door, you do what it takes to keep the wheels turning in the real world. You can check in either with one of your minor covenants and kind of improve a friendship, or with a major covenant or friend, triggering their hangout move. You can let go, which means that you recover a lot, but you kind of shirk all of your worldly responsibilities. You can let your hair down, which means that you're going to go blow off steam, or you can read the wind to get a vibe of the city. You can also spend a day to pursue some specific action in the city, whether that's, confronting Quentin Allegra, whether that's investigating him or meeting his family, whatever that might be. You just tell me, and then we'll play a scene out using some of the other city moves. Sound good, everybody?
Mm-hmm.
All right. With that, I turn it over to you. It's the dawn of a new day, a new chunk of time. What are you up to?
How many hours remain though?
Several. Dozens.
Several hours.
What's Sushi's crew covenant? I guess their hangout move.
Sushi's hangout
What's
move
his-
is the star. Let me double check what that one actually does for you. Okay, hangout move. So when you hang out with Sushi, they'll say what they're in the process of creating. It might be a new project, next stage or familiar one at some point in the scene. They'll ask you what you think. You must describe your honest feelings about it and your place in the world to mark either world or void as appropriate.
What's an experience giving move? That's cool.
Yeah. Give yourself some
Because mine lets you ask about a dilemma you're facing, and through my advice or insight, you can ask the architect, our lovely Vermin, what action you want to do and get the immediate consequences of it. And so I was debating hanging out with Sushi, because then also I might be able to heal a condition, but I know that's not as helpful to you.
If you want to hang out, we can hang out. If you want to.
Yeah. If you check in with Sushi, that's not using one of Sushi's daily actions.
Yeah.
And you each get 2 before I tick the clock again.
Yeah. I just wanted to. I don't want to tell Michelle.
I kind of like that as an opening scene as well, because you said a little bit ago that you were taking care of Sushi. So let's
exactly why.
let's zoom in on that.
And I'd love the scene. I'm not doing the hangout with my other covenant for the moon with Jazz, but I like the idea that Jazz being there, because it's the one sibling that Jordan feels like he has to like check in on and make sure she's doing okay, because she's the youngest. And so it's probably this scene of it's at the Carson house, which is one of those like really tall, narrow townhomes on a street, and it's kind of like an older part of town that's a little run down, like it used to be nice, and not really anymore. And the problem is that Jordan has like, I think I said 5 other siblings in this small house. So he's hanging out in what is technically his room in the attic, but there's like a curtain, and then there's Jazz's room, and another curtain, and then another sibling's room. There's like 3 of them up there. But it's just him and Jazz and Sushi.
Who has the stairs out of the attic, or the ladder?
Yeah, I
More
think it's
likely.
definitely they tried to like center it between the 3 curtains, but 100% it like clips into Jordan's curtained room much more, just as the older sibling, and also just how Jordan is as a person. He has done a little self-sacrifice with that. It's definitely also like a little more cramped. The roof cuts into it a little more, etc. But yeah, he's turned the curtain down between his and Jazz's room, and it's him and Sushi hanging out. And I think Jazz is there. She's like, I think 8 or 9. And
Yeah, tell me a little bit about Jazz. What does Jazz look like? I don't think we've seen her on screen before.
yeah, so Jordan has like a pretty dark colored hair. In fact, probably since he's moved here, it's gotten a little darker, because he moved from like a sort of Midwest Arizona, Utah, Nevada area, where it's like very deserty. And Jazz's hair has not yet started to go dark, so it's actually more of like a reddish brown. It's much brighter. She has her hair pretty short, and is like one of those little kids that is just constantly doing whatever art project, especially ones that her older siblings have done. So she might, in fact, be trying to get Jordan's spray cans from under his bed that he has hidden. And
Absolutely.
although he's managed to
Yeah.
contain it to actual like pieces of wood, like scrap pieces that he's able to find around for her to paint on instead of like buildings so far.
Gave you those paint cans, damn it, don't let her have them.
I think he does let her have them because he can just he gets that Neela would want her to have the bright colored ones.
It's all cool. That's Neela's vibe for sure. I'm joking.
There's like a window open probably and a fan on to try and make sure the fumes don't
Yeah,
show
yeah.
up. And
Uh,
he has like an old
You've-
camping tarp. Like it's blue originally, and now it's many colors that he's put up, and it's like this was not meant for this purpose, but it's better than nothing.
it's not even a camping tarp. It's like a shower curtain.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And you've
It's a
you've
shower
got it
curtain
like
that
done up
I have
through.
used as a camping tarp before.
Yeah. So Jazz is hanging out
Painting away.
and painting away. And very dutifully telling everything about this piece of art to Sushi as she goes.
Mhm.
Sushi's definitely
And,
like, using his tail to like push some of this the non-designated like spray cans back under Jordan's bed whenever she's
Yeah.
looking.
Jordan every once in a while gives like a small tip of like, you gotta watch for drips there, pull it a little farther back, stuff like that he's learned from his friends because he's not actually that good.
But yeah, do you wanna like engage with each other in this scene? Because I assume you're triggering Sushi's hangout move, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know. In fact, I'd love actually, Michelle, not to put you on the spot, of maybe talk about that project and then also ask for advice, and I'll react to that because it'll kind of be both of them.
Sure. So, Sushi is, like, just... It sounds to Jazz like the most talkative cat ever. You're just hearing, like... Well, but, like, Sushi is very much, chatting about their latest project, which, is... So their favorite nap spot has been taken, and they're a little unhappy about that. So they're kind of, so they're trying to figure out a way to make it up to the person that they kind of pissed off just a little bit. So Sushi is working on a sort of, it's like a wire frame of a fish, and it's being threaded through with the yarn that they normally use for like their yarn stuff, the yarn mosaics or whatever, and like you can see like like they gently, like, you know, pull out a claw and they're threading it through what looks like this very cute little wireframe fish stand.
This is extremely funny to me as like a thing of how do you hide that from Jazz, or do you?
Sushi doesn't give a crap. Sushi.
That means that Jordan, because he does kind of want to give her a certain amount of distance, is effectively anytime Jazz like looks over, he's just like kind of pretending like he'd just put one of the yarn bits up, like he just puts his hand right where it is.
Sushi is not helping at all.
No.
But I imagine Sushi every time he goes to do this is like, no, stop.
Yeah, like,
that's just what a cat does, though.
Like literally, you're like pat, pat, pat. No, smack. Stop it. Stop it.
What has Sushi said about this person, though? What has Sushi said about this person that he's trying to appease?
So, how do I put it? Alright, so it's their favorite napping space. It's sort of like it's a big open area in the void, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of those places where like all sorts of like fantastic creatures are, and I think, you know what? It's a really large bird, like huge.
Oh, so it's not a person. All right.
Not a person. But like, well, not a person as you would think of it. For
well,
just
yeah,
Sushi,
not
it's
a
very
human,
much
I should
a
say.
person. But
not a human, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Look, okay, so Sushi.
She's beefing with birds. All right.
Yeah, I mean, like, Sushi kind of pissed them off a little bit. Like, they're not, like, that mad, but at the same time, Sushi kind of... It's like, do I feel bad about it? Like, it's okay. Like, Sushi's a cat. They like toying with feathers. They might have clawed off the couple.
Taking a few feathers.
Yeah, look, they're very comfortable feathers, okay? And they're very pretty. Like, they sparkle like iridescent, like... It's like iridescent, vibrant light coming through, and they're just incredibly pretty. Okay, very distracting. It's almost like a laser pointer, but like, you know.
Yeah,
so
it has a prismatic quality to it.
So as far as advice, like opinion on your project, Jordan, like in this instant, at first wants to be like, this is not an important problem, and he almost has that opinion, but when he really thinks about it, he's like, but my bedroom is compromised all the time, and it's deeply frustrating. So I do kind of actually get it. And so, like, trying to put himself in Sushi's shoes is like, huh. Well, I mean, yeah, that does sound not great.
Toad.
You know,
Sushi doesn't have shoes.
Sushi doesn't. Sushi might have socks. Quote unquote. But Sushi does not
we will
have
get him little booties so he has shoes, because that sounds adorable. Anyways,
Just get cat-sized Air Jordans.
Sushi is secretly a
I
sneakerhead.
need them.
yeah. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, that sounds annoying. I mean, you could find other places to sleep, to be honest, but I get it. I don't know how long-standing beef with birds is, but conflict. Sorry, I shouldn't use so many metaphors. But I don't know. Maybe bring some extra like bits of this yarn or twine or whatever, and the bird will take that and think it's one, but you did it on purpose. It might diffuse the situation. I don't know.
I was actually thinking about making this as a decoration piece for their nest, but that sounds like a good idea.
The whole thing's for them. That's fair too. Again, I'm not sure how birds handle this. I do think that Jordan has to whisper a bit at times and tries to like maybe go baby voice a bit when Jazz is listening.
You talk to that cat an awful lot.
Yeah, he likes being talked to.
He's like, yeah, well, I like being talked at too. Who is this?
You're such a cutie. Yes, yes, yes.
Like,
My
Sushi is
sister
giving
cat.
the most baleful look at the small child and is like, she's not gonna pull my tail, is she?
She's
No,
a little too
she's-
big for that.
She's very respectful of that sort of thing. She's just 9 and my younger sister. So imagine me, but more energy.
So she's even more sparkly?
That's a fair description, yeah.
Sushi, like,
What is she saying? You keep talking to her like she's having a full conversation. You keep talking to him like he's having a full conversation with you. What's he saying?
He's asking how sparkly you are. And I said very.
Thrusts her arms up in the sky, turns back to her painting, and grabs. You have like a spray can that does like glitter bits, and adds those to the paint.
I think that's technically hers. That like
Oh, okay.
Jordan can use it, he just has no real reason to. So it's kind of one of her very designated ones.
I think like Sushi like sticks like steps on top of like their wireframe fish to get a better look and says, "Your little human has a little bit of taste actually, although it's a little bit sparkly, but some taste."
He likes it. To Jazz.
Jazz squeaks with delight.
Of course she does. Yeah, I don't know what that
so
honest opinion.
would-
Oh, sorry.
As for triggering the hangout move, I do my thing now. If you want to add this bird as a crew covenant, or not a crew covenant, but as like a covenant down the line, I can absolutely give you the opportunity to do that. We'll have to name the NPC and all that, but
For Sushi? I
yeah,
think?
if you deliver this fish in good faith.
Please
a bird
accept this
friend.
offering.
Yeah.
Please accept this offering of bird, of fish to bird.
And as much as I would love to up Void, I feel like my advice is probably more world, or like my assessment. I don't know what a
Grounded?
vibe would have. Yeah, because it is very much like, I don't know.
Hold on, I'm reading your side.
Well, no, this is
Uh,
Sushi's.
Oh, yeah.
Mine is
Dark-
you've
Dark
already
World.
given Sushi that. Yeah, world.
Gotcha.
And I guess the last thing is we should both roll fealty, or at least I should, to try and heal something. That's what check-in is the secondary effect of that.
Gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Please don't. Hey, we kid. That's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna heal a condition.
Awesome.
I think that it's appropriate to say that Jordan's feeling a little less callous about the world after this very adorable interaction between a cat and his younger sister.
Hell yeah.
So still angry though. Still not a fan of this Quentin guy.
Sushi, do you want to use this opportunity to trigger Jordan's hangout move?
I think that just happens.
Oh,
in
that-
the check-in, right?
Yeah, you gave advice to him on what would happen if he gave the thing to the bird.
Right. Then do you want to activate Sushi's hangout move? Is I guess the question.
Yeah, I got experience in world.
So
the
we did
thing
it.
Was what
We
I,
did
yeah,
the thing.
that was it.
That was Jordan's, right?
We were
And then-
tracking it.
And then the Sushi's
Oh,
one
we were
was,
on top
was
of
the
it.
honest
Bless
advice.
you.
On the honest
Well, hell yeah.
assessment. Yeah, so. Yeah, so
All
I guess
right.
so I've activated Jordan's the
Yep.
thing. I don't know what.
I think that's my first scene. I'll let
Yeah.
other people
I
do.
don't know what that does besides the honest answer, but I do like the honest
Yeah,
answer. So.
You could technically roll fealty to intensify your crew covenant, but I don't know that you need to because I don't think you've dulled it yet. So
No, you have not.
I wouldn't risk it personally.
I have really high fealty, so let's not.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Who would like to go next?
I mean, I have a fun idea for what I would do.
Cool. Make the pitch.
My goal right now is to.
Ruin
I guess
this
it's not
child's day.
really. I'm pursuing a goal, but my goal is pretty much just to get Quentin angry. I would like. You said he has a billboard, right, with a QR code.
Yeah, he does.
I want to tag that billboard.
Oh,
Right on the QR code in
yes.
particular.
Yes, I want to fill in the entire black QR code as one black square and then spray over that.
Oh shit. Okay.
Fill in,
Just make it
fill in,
ugly.
fill in all the white squares with black squares, and then fill in all the black squares with white squares.
Invert the URL. Holy shit. Okay. So yeah, go ahead. I think the thing to start with here is you are making a stand trying to force somebody to pay attention to you.
Awesome.
Make a check against blood, and then we will talk about what happens from there. Because I think this is a montage, not just like a scene of you on the billboard.
All right, I got a strong hit.
A strong hit. Awesome. So
Part of this montage has to be Jovan like having to leave the area when someone comes by and pretend like nothing's going on until they
Well, no,
leave. and-
I intentionally wore like very ambiguous gray hoodie,
Yeah.
beanie pulled over so that you can't really tell who it was.
So on a hit, you can choose two. They're not going to cause you immediate problems. Your words or actions shake them, or they spend some time focused only on you. You can mark a condition to pick all three.
I'm not gonna do that because I want to keep myself fresh for any potential fighting we do soon.
Keep your legs fresh. That makes sense.
Yeah. I want my words to shake them, and I want them to be focused on me. Or I wasn't planning on advertising it was me who did it, but I did use my own personal style because what I did is.
Yeah, tell me what
QR
it looks
code-
like when you're done.
Yeah. Fill in the QR code with black, and then just draw a pair of wings coming out from the center of this black square, and in the black center just draw a closed eye, and then above it say nobody's watching.
Oh shit.
Damn.
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 Yeah. Oh, that absolutely gets Quentin's attention.
And maybe the next day at like school or something, I'll like spread the word about like, hey, did y'all see about this tag that went up on a billboard last night? And I'll just like start spreading that around heavily. And I want to take all of the attention off of the actual billboard itself and just onto the tag itself. Like I want to specifically steal thunder.
Hashtag tag burn.
Hey.
Yeah. There's a hashtag that like burns up through the schools. You know, the equivalent of like a Facebook page. That the hashtag for your high school. And Quentin finds you during your lunch period, and pretty much tell me, like when Joe has lunch at school. Is it
Joe
is
likes
it brown
to-
bag? Is it school
Yeah,
lunch?
It's typically brown bag, but in the brown bag it's just like an apple and like a granola bar. Lunch is usually pretty light. Maybe like a water bottle or some other like maybe like an iced tea drink if they're feeling special that day or something.
Yeah,
and they definitely reward themselves with like a nice iced tea or something.
Yeah. Where do you eat lunch? That's the other question.
Ooh.
I don't know if this is a thing at other high schools, but where I went to high school, like you could eat in the cafeteria, but like you could also just like eat in the halls anywhere where you weren't being a nuisance.
My high school was a little different in the fact that it was a lot of like open spaces. So maybe there's like an area where there's like a few kind of ratty rundown tables that not a lot of people sit, but enough that it's like not completely isolated.
Yeah.
So I think maybe there. Maybe by like some of the temporary buildings where extra classes are held every once in a while.
Yeah. You're outside on like the kind
temporary
of shitty picnic benches where there's like definitely like bird shit on the tables and stuff. Quentin comes up to you and are you fucking kidding me, dude?
I didn't tell a joke yet. Why? What's up?
Don't play dumb, asshole. Everybody knows it was you. You're not smart, you're not slick.
I never claimed to be, but you try to, huh?
You owe me. You owe me so I can put it back up.
Owe you? Owe you what?
Cash, motherfucker. You owe me cash.
Fresh out, I'm afraid.
Slaps your tea off the table.
I have the angry condition. I think I'm gonna shove him.
Yeah.
I think if we describe this, if I'm remembering descriptions correctly, Quentin is not like typically the physically intimidating type, right?
He's not like physically intimidating. He's like he's built more like a runner than like a wrestler or a football player, right? But like that doesn't like high schoolers can still, pack
that's
a punch.
fair. I mostly want to know if I can look down on him if I stand up and like.
How tall is Javon?
I think I described him as fairly tall for the age, like 5'10" at this moment in time.
Yeah, you're a little bit taller than him.
I think I want to try and like maybe intimidate him to back off. You got a lot of, and I'll whisper this so no one can hear. Maybe you got a lot of fancy tricks in whatever the hell that place is. But out here, I know you can't do anything without getting noticed. And not in the way you want to be.
Man, I'm gonna. There's not a great move for this, but I actually want you to roll connect.
Ooh, okay.
We're gonna do kind of like the dark side version of connect, and I want you to roll check against infamy.
Checking against infamy, got it. I'm surprised this actually was an event. Okay.
This doesn't feel like event because you're not specifically like calling on the power of the void.
Okay. Check infamy. I got a weak hit.
A weak hit. Okay, so on a weak hit, you can get him to do something in this moment. It's not something that he'll like risk his standing over, but like.
Let me make this clear. I don't have the cash to pay for it, and I probably won't for a while. But how about we just call troops out here, huh? We don't fuck with each other out here.
What are you talking about out here?
I'm just gonna not respond. I'm just gonna look like in his. Oh, actually, maybe I do intentionally vent here.
I actually also have a question. I mean, I don't want to use up both of my things immediately, but he's at school at lunch. Can I team up and roll also a connect?
You didn't describe yourself as being in the scene.
Yeah, that's why I'm
we might
asking,
not
because
have
it's
the same
at
lunch
school
period.
at lunch. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're gonna let this be Jovan's scene.
That's fair.
What would you do with Event? How would you use your powers?
Maybe instead of that, I'm just gonna ask, how's your editor doing?
He looks confused and pissed at you. Yeah, and he just... You better watch your fucking back. Anything that you do, I'll make sure I see. And I'll make sure everyone knows about it. Not that you know how to stay in line. And that's where he'll try to leave.
I'm gonna pick up the can of whatever I was drinking, and hopefully there's still like some left in there.
There's some.
Yeah.
It's not a
Finish my
lot.
lunch.
It's like a third of a can. You had most of it still in there, so. Fuck. All right. That absolutely counts as confronting the vassal in the real world. So
Yeah.
congrats, gang. You are one action closer to being able to roll hopefully a good version of Emperor's New Clothes. That brings us to either Leona or to Dan. Do either of you have a scene that you want to run?
I sort of have an idea.
Okay.
And involve so just confirm something for me. When we were in the void, we saw Quinn's made videos of like other. He's had other victims before, right?
Oh yeah, there have been a lot of people who have been, like featured in Quentin's videos, and like a lot of people upset by what he's doing.
Okay. I am going to go head to the reality and have a talk with Danny, my bartender friend.
Okay.
One
Is
who's
this are you checking in with Danny, or are you like going to talk to Danny to like pursue a specific goal in the city?
I have a specific goal.
Cool. Okay, so we'll play this as an open scene. Tell me what's up.
Hey. All right, I know you told me to leave it.
Oh, Scott, what are you doing?
Look, just answer something for me. How much do you know? What do you know about the guy who you supposedly gave beer to?
He's some jackass who has a YouTube channel and too much time on his hands.
You ever seen what he puts on his YouTube channel?
When I heard about him, I did look. It wasn't... Well, you know how I feel about pushing people to the outside.
Yeah.
There's a reason this is an all-ages joint.
Look, all I'm trying to say here is you're not the first person he's made things tough for. And if you looked, you could probably find, allies if you need help. Whether it's a support group or people to rely on for pushing back against him.
This sounds like you're trying to make the vassal's threat clear.
It is indeed what I am trying to do.
Could you please connect with Heat? Also, Milan, I think I also want you to tick Heat. Because doing something like that draws the attention of the castle.
Awesome. Sounds good.
What?
What do you mean?
No, I'm here for that. I only had a 2. Now I have 3.
Ah, shit.
Woo! Yeah. What do we got?
I got a weak hit.
Hey, a weak hit's a hit.
How does that work? Sorry, how does checking against a city stat work again, by the way?
Yeah, let me, for you in the audience, explain how that works. Basically, when you're in the castle, you're rolling a pair of d6s and adding a static value, kind of like any PBTA game. When you're in the city, you have gauges that you're checking against. The gauge represents kind of a target number, and then the d6 that you're rolling can either be above or below the target number. So if you get 2 dice over the target number, then that's a strong hit. If there's 1 on either side of the target number, it's a weak hit, and if they're both below, it's a miss. So when your gauges are low, it's easier to score hits. When your gauges are high, it's really, really hard to do anything but miss. Your gauges can only go up to 5. Meets it, does not beat it. But if you roll 6s, you will always succeed. Clear? Understood? Also, similarly, you can get advantage and disadvantage, which means you roll 1 extra die and then take the better result, or roll 2 dice for disadvantage, or an extra die for disadvantage and take the worse result.
All right.
So with Connect, they will answer some questions or do a minor favor that doesn't risk their own standing. What do you think you're asking your pal to do here?
All I'm saying is it might be worth linking up with some of these people.
Yeah, he kind of
You're
he taps
pretty
his
good
fingers
at
against
bringing
the bar.
people together.
You're right. You're right, Scott. I'm positive I'm not the only person who's been a target. Maybe I can put up some flyers and you know what? Show me how to set up one of them those chat rooms you use. A disc thing?
Fine.
Discourse?
Yeah, Discord. A Discord.
That's a discourse thing.
And basically he gets your help and puts like some posters around in the neighborhood, inviting people to a Discord for like support against online bullying. And one of the things that they are willing to do for each other, because it's not too much to ask, is they are willing to report on behalf of one another when harassment shows up. So instead of 1 point of data, it's more reports, so they're more likely to get looked at. And actually, through this, a little while later, during one of these, you're on the Discord and you see somebody you know, Leslie, join. And a few weeks ago, she had a video of her go up, of her getting hit in the face with a dodgeball ball.
Yeah, it's the one I talked to, but I'm not there. So I'm gonna shut up.
Technically, none of us are there. It's online.
I talked to. Never mind.
Anyway,
You could be lurking in the server.
yeah, why not? So yeah,
I'm giving you an in. What's the for?
Fine,
you see Leslie kind of reach out, make this request, and it's very, very quickly that video of her is taken down.
Good.
All right. Is there anything
So-
else that you want to do with this this scene while you're here?
I don't. Nothing particular. but I'm hoping this might be the start of some kind of organized resistance to the vassal's power of some sort.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a step in the right direction. If we think of this like a gauge, I think organized resistance is going to take 3 ticks to kind of get that going against Quentin.
All right.
And this is 1 tick towards those 3, and anybody can contribute to that like running total. I will draw that in on our city map. I'll just put a little gauge on Quentin. Sorry. Okay, we have 2 people who haven't started their own scene yet. And that is, of course, Michelle and Leona. Leona, since you weren't in a scene yet, why don't you tell us what Neela is getting up to?
Just before we do, can you tell me a little bit more about like when I would use the vent move?
So, venting is a move.
Like a real interesting one. I'm curious.
Yeah. So venting is specifically for any time that you would use your like mystical void given powers in the real world.
Okay. Don't think that's happening. How about that one?
My guess is that you all probably won't need to use vent in any situation that you find yourself in against Quentin.
Okay.
If
That's fine.
somebody had more entrenched power, like you were going after a police commissioner, for example, they can really put you in a spot. And in those instances, it might be valuable to access your void power to get you out of a spot with,
Yeah.
you know.
That makes sense. Yeah. I just wasn't
12.
100% sure, so cool. Thank you. I have been debating between I've been debating what thing to try and fix first, because I feel like Neela's taken some damage. I think she's gonna start with let your hair down so that she can blow off steam, and hopefully kind of take some of these X's on her lack off, because it's been a time.
Yeah. What does that look like?
How do you feel about? I was also debating. I was also like, of the things that I've been debating in my brain, I was also thinking about like Angel Woods' hangout move, but like we don't have to necessarily. I could just incorporate the fact that I'm going to go see Angel and like try and reestablish that relationship. I don't know how much we can shove together.
Sorry, I'm coughing so much, y'all.
Take care of you.
So I would say that you. I'm so sorry. You could make one scene into 2 moves if you want to check in with. Give me.
It's tough being a GM. There's a lot of talking.
If you wanted to check in with Angel and let your hair down, I'd say that's probably one scene where you could do 2 moves.
Okay.
But that would be both of your actions for the week, because it's pretty explicit that like doing somebody's hangout move is something that triggers when you when you're doing the check-in move. It's its own like block of functionality.
Got it. Okay, no worries. I will just let my hair down for now, I think.
Do you want to hang out with Angel to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you told us about Angel? What does Angel look like?
I think we have talked about Angel briefly. I think I have written that he may potentially just be a non-white version of Angel from Buffy the Vampire. That just sounded like fun when I made the character. But no, I think Angel is a really good guy. I think he's just someone who really cares about Neela, and that Neela really cares about, and she's trying to do Right. But that's rough when you're the provider of the group and like you tend to like spread yourself thin, and plus she's been grounded, so it's like she just hasn't had the time to spend with Angel and connect with them and like, you know, take the time to do something for herself that like refreshes her, and spending time with someone who loves her and like sees all of the good in her usually reminds her of like what is really strong in herself, and she hasn't had a chance to do that. So yeah, she's gonna find an opportunity to see Angel, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
He's just a gorgeous paramour. I didn't really think hard on it, to be honest.
So, what is it that you do to let your hair down with Angel?
Something really low key. I think it's been a lot of very intense things, and I think Neela has been feeling, well, she is feeling overwhelmed. So I think she just wants something very low key and very like safe to try and like bring that stress level down. I think it's a movie night. I think it's a she goes to Angel's place, they're curled up on the couch, it's a movie night.
Okay. Yeah, so Angel does Angel live in the same part of town as you? Or like okay. So it's one of those situations where it's like teenagers cuddling on the couch in the middle of the living room, which is visible from the kitchen, where one of Angel's parents is making like dinner or something, or doing taxes.
Some very like
Things adults do.
highly obvious chaperoning happening.
I mean, look, Mr. Woods is really trying not to make a big deal about it. Like back turned with a degree of respect, but getting up every so often to like get a glass of water. You know, you have to turn to look at the couch at that point. It's just a really small apartment, and nobody has TVs in their bedrooms.
Yeah.
The AC is humming. Yeah, go ahead and roll against lack for me.
Okay. I think I just clicked that. It's a weak hit. That wasn't what I wanted, but that's okay.
All right. So, on a weak hit, you are going to get to mark world and heal a condition.
Okay.
Yeah. How does the night go?
I add a character. I'm bummed that I don't get to fix that. I'm really struggling to figure out how to fix gauges. That's real rough, but that's a really interesting part about this game. The night overall is really good. I think she gets the opportunity to reconnect with Angel, and that makes her feel a lot better. I think it's, you know, just a moment that makes her feel better about herself overall, and I think that the fact that she no longer feels overwhelmed is definitely helpful for her as well. Like, you know, she's kind of, you finally start to see, like, as the movie progresses, like her shoulders start to relax, like she's actually relaxing for a change, and it's nice. She definitely feels better.
Yeah, I can I grab the scene for a second?
Okay.
You don't see the end of the movie. Like, you fall asleep on the couch, and Angel's like, oh well, and gets a blanket and kind of just like hangs out with you, takes out phone or something, and it's just with you while you get the rest that you need.
That's really sweet.
What's he complaining about? He gets to cuddle with the cute girl. I'm just saying.
Nope. Ian, making out would have been nice. Like, they're teenagers. What are you gonna do?
What can you do? She did some major Sailor Senshi shit. She's a little tired.
So much Sailor Senshi. Need a good nap.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Unless there's anything else you want to narrate there, let's throw it over to our man Sushi.
Sushi!
Haha, so I was thinking.
The main kitty man.
That's a good question. What is Sushi doing? What is Sushi doing? This is a problem. Alright, so since I can't figure out what Sushi's doing, I think Sushi's just gonna do what a regular cat does, and is going to just, instead of worrying about what people are actually, I think Sushi's also gonna let their hair down, and just like sit and relax their bruised ribs right now, and just, yeah, they're gonna like lay about Jordan's little attic room, and like there's probably like that one sunspot in the corner with the where the light shines through, and Sushi's literally just gonna like sit there for a full 16 hours and just nap.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like we see all of that happen in like fast forward motion as like the sunspot is moving across the floor.
Every once in a while,
like
Sushi just like
adjusting,
teleports.
and then
Yeah, yeah,
everybody
yeah.
like. Go ahead and roll me lack.
All right, let's see if this goes. Oh, we
You
can.
good?
All right. Well,
Yeah, you still.
I have no conditions to heal, but I do get to mark world.
Yeah. Trying to check what allows you to reduce those gauges.
If you get a strong hit on Let Your Hair Down, it refreshes a gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
Um,
Like, there's not really anything else that'll do it other than like the wrap up move at the end of the game or like the end of the session.
Yeah, wrap up will do it, and then I think there's also when you finish one of the things you can do when you do rivers in the desert is help yourself reduce your gauges. Help you
Oh,
and
yeah.
your allies reduce gauges.
Where is that? Rivers in the desert? That sounds cool as hell.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Anyways.
So everybody has taken at least one action. How are we doing for time, y'all?
It is 11:30.
11:30.
Or-
Okay.
Over Eastern time. We've been
Let's
live
see.
for nearly 3 hours.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the data. Let's get one scene of y'all coming together in your hideout before we wrap for the day. As a reminder, you've kind of appropriated an abandoned subway station. There is your spray painted spot where you can go into the station, but on this side of the wall, you've taken some time, and there are now, couches. You've snuck in like some racks of paint, tools to fix your various modes of transportation. So you've got some like socket wrenches and stuff. Neela, you're working on getting your bike situation resolved. So there's like a bike frame and one wheel, but like none of the brakes are attached or anything. We'll
No,
get there.
still looking for parts.
How do y'all kind of report progress back to each other? What does it look like when we're all hanging out and talking to each other about what you've been up to? And
I have a
what the
thought
next
on
plan is.
that, which I would like to present to the group, is that almost like a fake whiteboard where we've just spray painted a big square white, and then sometimes we'll write stuff with like chalk on it, was our original version. However, I think maybe in the last week, at least Jordan started using sticky notes without thinking about it,
God.
because that's like a thematic thing that just happened. Like, so much of what he does is just subconscious and impulsive. And I don't know if anyone else like joined him with actively thinking about it or not, or has like reprimanded him. But there's a few of those in spots where he has put notes, and it maybe looks a lot like this. Maybe it looks a bit like this relationship map. I don't know.
I mean, hey, I think if that happened, Sushi is still like two hands, like two paws with like a chalk stick in between, and is like literally chalking right over your sticky notes because they're a cat. They don't have opposable thumbs.
You can just tell me that you don't like the sticky notes.
I'm trying to use this, but there's no space. Like there's literally like it's big block letters.
Oh, he's trying to. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, you're trying to write. See, I thought you were crossing it out. You know, I might be able to get bigger ones. I've found ones that are like, and he makes a hand gesture, and it's like one of those big pads that has lines. It's like, yeah, my dad does a lot of work with conferences and stuff, and he just tends to have a bunch of those that are like half used. Maybe we get you really big.
Uh-oh. We're having connection issues left and right.
Oh no. I just got back. What happened?
You got back and Tate froze with this
Oh, no.
face.
Return destroyed
I
tape.
siphoned his bandwidth.
Maybe
got-
I can jump in
Hi,
then.
gang. We got one straw for bandwidth around here. Yeah, hold on, take it away.
All right, so I think when people weren't here, Joe or I'll take back. Okay, just go ahead.
Keep doing what you were doing. We can jump back to Tate in a second.
All right, Joe has been hanging out here more and has intentionally brought, just in case, all of the painting supplies and stuff like that and the spraying supplies, and left them in the hideout this time, not anywhere where they would frequent normally. Just cause. Taking extra care to be not trying, obviously they're not trained for this, they're not like a spy or anything, but they're trying to be careful not to be followed or anything like that. I think they're a little paranoid in particular. But when the previous week's tagging happened, there definitely was a photo in the group chat, and now there is a Polaroid in the little hangout just as well.
Stuck on the fake whiteboard.
I don't know how you affix it. Maybe there's like a roll of like scotch tape somewhere.
Blue tack. I don't know.
You know what? Maybe there's like a clothesline, and I just have them pinned on there with like a little
Nice.
Gum.
one of those wooden washer things.
Gum.
No.
As a resident of Seattle and a longtime disgustee of the gum wall, I'd rather not.
Love it.
No,
Fine.
it's clothesline and washer.
It would be very funny if Jordan tried that once to use gum, and someone's like, "No." He's like, "Oh."
It was Mila. No.
Yeah, that's fair. Like,
I mean, it was probably right before Sushi was about to try and like scratch at the gum thing.
Yeah. For so many reasons, Mila was like, no.
I hear peanut butter helps with that.
But that's I think Joe's just being reactive in the moment now.
Are we?
So- Go ahead.
we're just hanging
Sorry,
out.
really quick question. Are we in Hangout or are we in Shelter?
You are in the hangout, not necessarily the shelter, but if you want to go to the shelter, you could.
Okay, just curious. All good.
But yeah, is there anything that y'all share with each other?
I'll probably tell them
character.
about the Discord server.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Actually, it gives me an idea what to do next. We can maybe turn that into like a wider internet thing. Fight him on his own terms, real world wise.
You know, I kind of already been doing that a little bit, maybe.
What did you?
Different kind of fighting in the real
Oh.
world.
I meant
Yeah,
just like do a hashtag campaign or something.
No, yeah, that's been going on. Yeah, I mean, you've all seen the thing, right? Have you not been checking the? We should have like there should be just a name for the social media thing that the
Joe,
school uses.
What did you do?
The Auroch, like that old like
Hints to
bull
share.
creature.
Mila has an Instagram. Thank you very much. It's at Mandelas and Marigolds. I don't know what the fuck social media y'all are.
There is a school. There is a school like social portal. It's called the Nemazine.
Good old Moodle.
Yeah, none of you checked the Nemazine at all?
No.
Just me.
Nemazine.
Okay. It's the
That's
school.
a school thing.
Yeah, it's the school bulletin.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway,
You feel a
Look
punch
at that.
to your cheek, Joe, because Sushi has climbed up onto your shoulder to peer at your phone.
and I'll just with one hand pass
Sushi,
the phone
you
out
have the
other,
Nemazine,
just
right?
Scratch behind the
Don't
ear.
you?
Sushi may be more active on Nemazine than me. I'll be real. I forgot that
It's
that
just
existed.
a bunch of strings of gibberish because it's when he walks on the keyboard.
You just muted yourself there. Oh no, he's talking to
Come
someone.
on, you got company.
Yeah, we're waiting for an answer. But yeah, no, I mean, but like on the platforms that Quentin is using, like counter to his videos, I don't know. I hate to say we're trying to cancel the guy, but maybe a little bit, just to like take the destructive toy away from him that he is not being nice with.
I mean, can we even get that kind of traction? His channel kind of transcends our little town, and
I mean,
all his victims are kind of local.
I can put something on socials. I have followers, you know.
and you know, we also have this
Enough
Discord
to
thing
be
going
with
on,
Quentin?
right?
All right.
Collectively, I mean, the Discord.
Sorry, I spaced out
Neela.
a second there.
Oh yeah, we were just letting you have that moment. I get it.
Yeah, sorry, checking a text.
Back
so
to what did you do?
Right. So I sent that weird photo like 3 nights ago at like 2 a.m. I did that, and that was the billboard that used to be the website that all the stuff was going down on.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh my
So
goodness.
may or may not have led to a confrontation with Quentin a little bit. Nothing's happened. I'm fine. Nothing's happened. Just want to make that clear. But he got a little bit of a target on my back. So you all should be aware. And
now
really quick,
that's right.
they didn't seem to quite fully understand the other side.
I don't know if everyone else actually knows about the other side. I think that's just us. Like,
Well, whatever it is, subconsciously they can affect it.
yeah, like it's subconscious. And because Neela and Joe have this connection of mischief and gardening, I think Neela kind of like is staring daggers at Joe like, just be careful, okay, dude?
Listen,
Already told him that.
there's
Yeah,
nothing that
I don't care that you told him that. I'm telling him that. That's different.
I weighed my
Really?
options. I realized there was nothing he could do to me, and I decided to just piss him off.
That's an awesome moment for you all to get a notification.
Oh Jesus.
Oh,
Excellent.
no.
So this is that heat coming home to roost.
Oh no.
Excellent.
So here's what you see. It's not all the same platform that you're getting notifications on, but they happen weirdly near simultaneously. First, there is a Milan, take a moment to think about something that Jovan should not have done recently. Knew he shouldn't have done, but did anyway. That could have been caught on video. You're gonna tell us
Ooh.
about that in a second.
There's an obvious one.
The first thing that you see, though, is a notification of that billboard that is on that main street. And over Jovan's art, there is kind of a peeled... It's another thing of art. This time, it's a peeled back... There's a guy in black and white with a hat drawn low. He's got like a bucket next to his feet and a painting roller, and he's pulled up, it looks like, the art. You can't see the whole hashtag, or you can't see the whole QR code on the billboard anymore, so it won't link anywhere. But it looks like the still black and white figure has started peeling back layers of the paint and is like looking at the QR code.
Oh, it's a piece of art on the board doing that.
It's another piece of art on the board, and
Okay.
clearly
Looks like the guy.
it looks it looks like this this piece of art has been updated day to day,
That's pretty
Damn.
fucking
and there's a
clever.
little bit more of the QR code visible each day.
Damn, that's really clever though.
Shit.
This is a quick reminder to the players. The last time you saw this figure in black and white was when your last portal was sealed.
Oh, it's that thing. Okay.
It's the Banksy. It's the poor man's Blake Larat.
Oh,
Why is
really? Huh? Didn't realize that was a supernatural thing. I thought that was just art.
Maybe it's just art. Maybe it's just somebody who really doesn't like y'all. Whatever it is, they're fucking with you again.
Yeah, it's like, hey, hold on, which one of you guys has beef with Banksy? I'm new here.
Well, not me.
I stick to music. I don't mess with him.
I mean, I don't have beef, but I guess now I do.
Well, we definitely do, whether we like it or not.
And
something from the void, some kind of void art. Maybe a symphony of it.
Oh!
Jesus. Milan, what is the thing that you are now seeing on your phone? The thing that you shouldn't have done?
Is it show? Well, I think I don't
There's
know.
a video of it?
I won't know if anyone knows. I think there was a moment a couple of days ago where Joe was walking home pretty late after being out, and all the stores were closed. They didn't have any food at home, so they noticed in like a trash can there was a couple of unopened food containers, and I think that maybe gets caught them like just checking if they're viable.
Yeah. It's some dumpster diving. It's not like perfectly obvious that it's you. And it's weird because this is definitely like security camera footage. But that is also circulating on the Nemazine. All right. And with that, I think it's time for us to say goodnight. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out for another wonderful, beautiful episode of our game of Void Heart Symphony, The World Within You. Let's wrap this up in an unorthodox order. Once again, we'll start with Milan.
Hey, I'm Milan, also known as Mallard Man on the internet. I've been playing Jovan. You can find me over on Twitter, like I said at the beginning of the show, at twitter.com/MallardMan_. That is the underscore symbol, not writing out the word underscore. That's all I got to shout out for now.
Such a great and terrible username.
Let's pass it over to Tate.
Hello, Twitch. My name is Tate Washburn. I have been playing Jordan Karsten, the Harlequin. You can find me at Tate the Terrific on Twitter. That's probably all for now. And next time you'll see me will be on this channel 2 weeks from now, as we will be starting Neon Afterglow, the revisit of our original Cyberpunk campaign involving 2 of the people on here.
Which ones?
Who knows?
Let them decide if they announce that.
Let's pass it across to Leona.
Oh, hello, that is me. I am Leona. I have been playing Anila. You can find me on Twitter at the Leona Maple. That is the best place to find me. Keep up with me and follow me and figure out what on earth it is that I'm doing, because I don't even know half the time. Yeah, find me there or on Instagram. And I don't know where you'll find me next, so just keep up with me on socials. That's all I got. Mwah!
I missed her.
All right, let's slide down one floor. Michelle.
Hey, it's me, Michelle, and today I played Sushi, our actual cat. Yes, I am a cat. I'm proud of it.
An actual cat for an actual play.
Hey.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you cannot find me on social media because I don't do social media, so don't go
Cats
looking
don't
for
have
me
social
there. Otherwise, you can see me Wednesday for Stardust Ghosts, our No Amount of Armor campaign, which is, hey, Vermin made that super awesome book, so, you know, give her some credit right here. Is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And also credit to Foxy, who is our game maestro for that, and the rest of our super cool group. But you can also find me in 2 Mondays with Tate on Neon Afterglow. So, see you there.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And let's slide all the way across that overlay order to Land the Dan.
Hey, that's me. Hello, I'm Land the Dan. Tonight I played Scott Reiser, the unusually competitive and combative, but who is not normally like that musician, watcher, surveillance man of the Void Heart Symphony crew. If you want to see more of me for some reason, I'm actually in kind of a lot of stuff suddenly, which is terrifying for me and for y'all. But next thing I'll be in is in 2 weeks, back here for, like they said, Neon Afterglow. 2.5 years after we fucking started this bullshit, we're doing a sequel to the very first campaign we ever did here. Tying up a few loose ends, and then if you want to see, if you're not sick of me by then, the week after that, on Wednesday, I'll be back here for By His Shadowed Peace, our latest Warhammer 40k campaign, set in Wrath and Glory. Last time we fucked a guy up super hard, like, just, I felt bad for him at the end.
I mean, it was a whole squad of people, so.
But the one dude in particular got it real fucking bad.
Anyways.
And yeah, so if you want to see, if that sounds like your jam, horrors unimaginable being unleashed onto just random goons. And, you know, there's a mystery involved in there too.
Yeah.
Check back, I guess like 3 Wednesdays from now, here on Neon Lights. And we'll see you then.
All right. That brings it over to me. Hello and goodbye. I am Legendary Vermin. You can find me as Legendary Vermin all over the internet. That includes Itch, Twitch, Twitter, kind of Tumblr, also YouTube sometimes. You can find the games that I make, including the game used in Stardust Ghosts, that is No Amount of Armor, over on my Itch page. I make a lot of games. I play in a lot of games. I'm in a Digimon game here. I'm in a horror game. I'm in every so often our Naruto game. All sorts of different stuff. I need to get back in the Naruto game. I know. And of course, you can find me here, as always, on The World Within You. I also want to shout out, I'm coming to Singularity Roleplay for the month of June, every Tuesday, for a game called Camp Runner's Cross, which is going to be a deep, hard dive into queer issues set in the 80s, to the background of a, I guess the most accurate thing to call it is a hate crime slasher. It's gonna be intense, but if that is the kind of vibe that you want, a politically driven horror slasher featuring an all queer cast, come join us for that over on Singularity Roleplay. And I think with that, I'm gonna say good night, good luck, and fight back.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.